Hello, everybody, and welcome back to day 2 of the Chess.com Road to 2000 Rapid. Yesterday we had a tough loss against the 1900, but here we are trying to bounce back and get that rating back. So we'll start up a 10-minute. And our opponent for today, International Flag, 1869, and they start with c4, the English opening. Now, I don't know much theory in the English. So what I've been going for recently is I just kind of go for this reverse Sicilian where you try and play like a reverse, it's reverse Sicilian, right? Now, I don't love that move. There is push, but I don't know if it's the best move in the position because then it's going to get pretty weak, and I don't see how we're actually going to defend it. But I'm down to learn today. We have time. And one of the things we learned from yesterday is really that if we don't keep moving, we're going to run into a lot of other issues very, very quickly. So he's obviously double attacking the pawn. I think one of the things we might do here is, do we ever push this pawn and force him to double and just sack the pawn and say it's kind of a dumb spot for it to be in? We can go here. Takes. And that doesn't quite work, so now we found out why e4 is really not the move for us to play there. But that's okay. Maybe we have bishop here. If he takes... Do we ever have knight? I don't know what to do here, unfortunately. Here, takes. Yeah, I think we're just losing that pawn. I think we made a mistake. So sometimes you just have to admit that you made a mistake. And I think that's what we're going to do for today. Because, yeah, maybe we can get ahead in development here. Bishop e2. If he wants to trade him off being up the pawn, he certainly can. That's fine. I do have this move, but then he can go takes, and there's no... I guess we win this pawn at the end of the line, huh? So let's be aggressive, and if he takes with the knight, we're going to take here, takes, queen takes. So we're going to lash out with d5. If I go knight takes, queen takes, knight back, queen takes this pawn. So I think we're doing actually just okay here. Because he does have to respond. Yeah. Did I hang a full piece? Oh, well, that's not good. Let's go here. Add second attacker. If I go takes, queen out. Can I defend that? C6, and it takes here. Maybe we have to go knight takes, pawn takes, bishop takes. And here, if we take this, he's going to take this with check. I think we might just have to cash out and go down 2 pawns for the piece. So day 2 is not off to a hot start today. But once again, we're learning. We're going to have these days. And And the goal is really just that we continue to see some improvement, right? Bishop here, we can attack this rook. I think we just have to play active here. So I mean, if there's one thing we're definitely going to take from today, it's just we need to take our time in the openings, because this was not a good position for us to find ourselves in. Okay. I'm going to go here. And now I'm threatening this rook. I don't fully see the idea here. If I castle, he goes here. In that double attacks. But we have this queen move. So I think the important part is that we get out of the center. Absolutely. Let's long castle. Rook e5, queen b4 check. That's a really nice move. I don't think there's any way that we don't lose the bishop here. I mean, I think we just have to go for danger levels. We'll attack the rook. Attack this pawn. He can take our bishop. I mean, this looks scary, but it doesn't work. Because I think his idea was this queen, and now he just attacks my queen, which is fine. Now what's wrong with queen to a5 check? I can win another pawn. If I go here and he takes this pawn, I think I'm still okay. So I'm going to start with this capture. It's a free pawn with check. h4. Let's go rook to e8. Now I do have to be careful. One thing that might happen here is if he can successfully walk my king all the way over, it might end up being mate on the board. So maybe I have queen here, trying to trade them off. Queen a5. Oh. And I got mated again. Lots of weaknesses. So, GG to my opponent. Tough loss. Not my best one. But let's go ahead. Let's do a game review. So, my opponent played with a 74.4. I played with a 67.6. We got hit with an English today. So, c4, e5, and we played a reverse Sicilian. I guess e4 is correct. But knight c6 was wrong. We have to play c6, and I assume the move here is after knight takes, you strike back in the center. I'm sorry, knight takes, and then likely strike back in the center. Yep, d5. We didn't find that. Instead, we played knight out. We lose the pawn. And here we already kind of run into some complications. As d4 was wrong, we taking the knight is fine, but I think you have to see that you have to strike back in the center. Without seeing that d5, it's immediately worse. We go into the right sequence, and we should swap off that knight, which I didn't do. It does give him weird pawns, but we kind of went for this. This was wrong. I assume we maybe have to go like rook to b8. Yep. And we just flat out got punished. And here we were slightly better. We even got to this position here where I'm going to guess that you have to cover this check. And the way you do that is maybe actually with rook. Oh, not that one. Maybe rook e6, yeah. Because rook e6, we threaten the same idea of coming over to the side. And queen's under attack, this check is incoming. And then the queen can swing in, especially if the king goes to h3. And there might be mate in a few moves, or at least a win of material. So we're going to call it for today, because that was kind of a not great game by us. But once again, that's what's going to happen in this series. I guess we're going to start with a few losses before we get a win. So thank everybody for watching. If you did enjoy this content, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how I can modify these to be as enjoyable as possible. And I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. You have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.